Hello, Namaste. Welcome to Today Current Affair Indian Bisons. What are these bisons? Bisons are gods. It is a animal. What you are seeing in this picture, like buffalo type. Okay? Why it is a news recently? Recently, Sri Lanka asked India to translocate 6 Indian bisons or gods to reintroduce them in the island after 3 centuries. Some facts on Indian bisons. Indian bisons are one of the largest extant bovines. It is one of the largest species among the wild cattle, reaching a shoulder height of up to 220 centimeters. Okay, its habitat are they are found on the forested hills and grassy areas of South to Southeast Asia. There are about 13,000 to 30,000 guards in the world, with approximately 85% of the population present in India. Okay, 85% of population of Indian bisons are in India and all over the world. It is also found in Burma and Thailand, because these Burma and Thailand countries also very closest to India. The Western Ghats in southern India constitute one of the most extent strongholds of Gar, in particularly in the Wayanad, Nagarhole, Mudumbalai and Bandipur complex. The first ever population estimation exercise of the Indian Gaur, carried out in the Nilgiris Forest Division in February 2020, estimated around 2000 Indian Gaurs to be inhabiting the division. The Gaur is the state animal of Goa and Bihar. It is very important. What is the state animal of Goa and Bihar? It is Gaur. And next one, Indian bisons conservation. It is a protected species and included in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act 1972, listed as vulnerable in the Indian Union for Conservation of Nature Red List. It is listed in CITES Appendix 1. Wildlife or Zoological Diplomacy. It means the translocation and reintroduction of species, particularly between neighboring countries with similar ecosystems. It is considered as a potent tool in engaging different nations. Okay, this conservation plays key role in your prelims examination, because they ask that Indian bisons belongs to which category by IUCN and by Appendix 1 sites. Okay, like this. This is they belongs to vulnerable category by IUCN, and by sites they belongs to Appendix 1. Okay, these are listed in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protecting Act 1972. These 3 points are very important for our examination. And some of the examples recently which are relocated are: recently India translocated cheetahs. We all know about it. Okay, recently India translocated cheetahs from Namibia, South Africa. And others are American bison herds were supplemented with animals from Canada after the US herds were almost all wiped out. The United Kingdom has recently introduced the European bison after an estimated 10,000 years in June 2022. Israel has for decades pursued reintroductions, including of Persian fallow deer, Arabian onyx and other species have been released into the Negev desert. South Africa has recently used the export of cheetahs to other African countries as a diplomatic tool. Like this, Indian bisons are also in because use. Sri Lanka, our neighboring island Sri Lanka, asked India to translocate 6 Indian bisons or guards to reintroduce them in the island after how many centuries? After 3 centuries. This topic is very important for our prelims and for mains also, because we all know that cheetahs also translocated from Namibia to India and Indian bisons from India to Sri Lankan island. So don't neglect this topic. It is very important for our mains also.